another episode tonight. All right. Now, if you all realize, you can just check your calendar. I know most of you, of course, you already know that, especially those of us in, well, depending on where you are, because I know some people are still in, of course, I mean, like few hours, some hours behind, by some are ahead. But we all know that, of course, the end of the year and the sentiment around that. Now, for me, I don't share such sentiment. I mean, but just that, it's a good way it helps to inspire goals, setting of goals, and then also uh, like a renewal of vow. Yes, vows to your destiny, to yourself, to your success. Now, talking about that, I know a lot of us are actually going into this year blindly, but you would think, maybe some of us think, everything is under control. And now, if I ask you a question, or it's not a question, literally, let me just say, if you put the control of your success into external factors, you always have the same issues. I mean, failures simply are products of relying on external factors, you understand, to actually achieve anything you want to achieve. Now, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not going to be motivating you tonight. I'm not going to be setting goals for you tonight. But my job tonight is just to help you realize exactly what is missing. What is missing, exactly why most people, I would say 90% of people don't achieve much as far as success is concerned, generally, especially forex trading. Now, like, if I can read everybody's minds now, I know a lot of us like, well, at least, my God, according to what I saw last night, or according to what our coach is teaching us, according to what we have seen so far, I think Pluto is the best. So I'm just going to start my year with Pluto. Oh no, I'm going to start my year with DeFi verse. Oh no, I think I'm going to start with Manara, start with this, with that. A lot of you will be looking at it that the reason why you're not getting ahead, all those why, is because you're not having adequate signals with adequate wings. That's exactly what is going on in everybody's head. That is why you see people switching here, switching there, switching here, switching there, switching every now and then. And let me tell you, this thing is it's not just in forex trading, and it's not just starting with you. It has always been like that. I'll give you an instance. Now, for me, I would say I'm privileged to have traveled to some places, like different parts of the world. And there's one thing that I always see anytime I'm traveling. First of all, I'm a Nigerian and I live in Nigeria, right? But when I move out, I travel, I see this, something that I notice a lot. Now, what I notice is this. That's for you to know that success is something that is personal. It's a personal, private, non-transferable victory. You understand? It's not something that is always relying on external factors. It's not the other guy, it's not the other product, it's not the other strategy that is actually holding you from succeeding. Do you get? It is always you. You get the point? Now look at it. So, and for those of you who have actually traveled, you see what I'm saying, that I'm saying the truth. Have you ever noticed that now many Nigerians, for example, I'm saying Nigeria because I am from Nigeria. I know some of you are not. I mean, just use the same instance for your own country, okay? Now, many Nigerians will be thinking of traveling abroad, to travel out. So that's why when you go to the airport, when you see the boarding, that's the boarding gates, we see a lot of people who queue with their boarding pass trying to travel out of the country, right? So the departure area is filled up with more of blacks and Nigerians. Do you get my point, right? The departure area is always what? Filled up with blacks or Nigerians. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, but when you check arrival, what do you see? When you check arrival, you see more of foreign people, the whites, most especially the foreign ones. Now, so for me, most time when I go like that, sometimes I engage people in conversation. Like, like someone who's coming to Nigeria. What's your name? What do you do? So what are you coming for? What are you coming to Nigeria for? And what exactly do what is your intention coming here? They start telling you why they're coming, and it's always business related. It's always opportunity related. It's always like something that is important to their success, and is related to what? To coming to Nigeria. Until they come to Nigeria, that particular thing may not be successful, right? Now, when I ask those ones traveling out of the country, like the Nigerians also, why are you traveling out of the country? Why are you going to the country you're going to? They're all saying the same thing. They are looking for greener, that's a pasture, isn't it? Which means they're also looking for something which they believe will only be completed. Without that thing being completed in their life, their success may be very, very impossible, near impossible, isn't it? Now, so the question is, now the ones abroad are coming down here for that same thing. They are going out there to look for. So if you say they are right by going out there to look for it, then what about those ones coming here to look for that same thing? So the question is, it is here, it is there. So where is it exactly? It means it's with them. It's always with them. Now, same thing like here in Nigeria, like let's say Lagos now, we have the island and we have the mainland. You see people in the morning, some are traveling to the island. They tell you they're going to the working place. While some on the mainland are traveling to the mainland going to the islanders coming to the mainland. You know, everyone's looking for what? Their daily bread or doing some stuff, right? Now, the ones on the mainland think the success, the gold mine is on the island, right? While the one on the island think they're thinking that it's on the mainland as well. Now, do you get that? Everybody's looking for that thing in everybody's places, switching places every now and then, and this thing is everywhere. So this is a proof to you that everywhere you are, anywhere you are, is actually always right with you. Do you get the point? Because if it was to be other side, then why should those ones from that side be coming to this part? Do you get the point now? Now, that is exactly what is happening until you look inward and you see that you are actually the main reason why these things are not going further. That is when you start succeeding, until you start taking responsibility. Now, bringing it to Forex trading. Now, some of you, like for example, now when you join the academy, you have many products, right? Now, when you look at this product, maybe you are into this particular product, maybe you are into what's it called Elite Pack, and then you now see someone from DeFi Vars posting result like, oh, I think it's DeFi Vars. Now, the next thing is you leave that Elite Pack, you go to DeFi Vars, then you see somebody on Pluto, then you see somebody, on different packages, you see them posting their result, then you're now confused. If you keep doing that, you may never get ahead. Are we together? Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this because 2024 is here already. On Tuesday, trading, the trading business will start. Banks will open up. Different countries will start transaction, and the market will start moving with the normal volatility level, and volume will start coming in gradually. Now you start trading again. Now the thing is, you can go with everything. If you look at what you have here, it's the same product you have, right? Going into the new year with the same product, but you have to go with a different mindset. Until you treat that area of your mindset, your psychology, you understand, then everything may still be a mess. Do you get my point now? Now, talking about that, let's look at something first of all. As a trader, as a Forex trader, okay, now this time around, you may want to write if you have to. If you want to, sorry, although there will be recording, but it's good to always write. So at least you can always follow up, right? Now, as a trader, the first important thing you need to know as a trader is every trading you take is not the last one, neither will it be the only one. Do you get the point? Now, so what I'm saying is this. Every time you see a setup or every time you want to take a trade, the first thing you need to have at the back of your mind is there will always be more trades to come. Now, for those of you who have been trading before now, there are sometimes you miss a setup like, oh my God, this setup gave about 100 pips, 150 pips. And then you'll be like, oh my God, I've lost it. Oh, I missed this opportunity. It's painful. But guess what? There'll be another setup that will still give more than that. And there will still be another one, and then another one, and then another one, isn't it? Now, but the fact that it's like that, the moment you start having this kind of mindset that trade, the particular trade you have right now, or the particular setup you have right now, is not going to be the last one, it's not going to be the only one. It will give you this relaxed mind that there will be more opportunities. In case when you lose or you miss it. So when you miss means you didn't take the trade at all. Okay? When you lose, but you took the trade and then it was a loss, you won't feel that bad because you know there will be another one. And if you make money, you won't feel overexcited, like too much excitement, because there's going to be another trade, isn't it? Now, so going into 2024, what I want to really talk about tonight is what we call trading plan. Trading plan. Now, first of all, before I go into this, I'd like to know if you guys are agreeing with me. If you are here, put a one in the chat box, please. If you are really with me, put a one in the chat box before I go sharing my screen and then sharing my whiteboard. If you are with me, put a one in the chat box. If you are with me, put a one in the chat box. If you are with me, put a one in the chat box. All right. Out of how many of us here? So we have like 10 people. 10 people. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Until we complete the number, then we'll continue. So I'll wait for you guys to. I need the one in the chat box if you are here. All right. I think we are done. Okay, we're good now, right? 7. What about the remaining 3? If you are here, put a one in the chat box. If you are here, put a one in the chat box. I'm still waiting. Okay. All right. So now let's talk about what we call trading plan. Without that trading plan, you can't really determine what will happen at the end of the day. So let's see. It's just like if you have seen someone in business, because the first thing is, I think the first issue. Sorry, I need to start from there. Is your trading, if it's not taken like a real business, then you may not get what you actually desire from it. Now, when you take it like a hobby, you get hobby pay, you get hobby profits. But when you take it like a real business, then you make real money. I mean, real business money. Do you get? Let me tell you, there's this guy that was interviewed recently. I mean, this guy is somebody that nobody knows. I mean, he's not even popular. So he was interviewed. I saw it online. In Nigeria, living in Lagos. This guy is, I think, he's about 23. So he was asked, I think, on one of the areas on the island, he was asked by one guy, the presenter, that where do you live? Do you live here? He said yes. So they asked him that how much do you pay for rent here? The guy said 400,000 naira per day. I hope you hear that. 400,000 naira per day. Now, the presenter was shocked, like, how could that be? I mean, how could you, I mean, what kind of apartment is that? And does it even make sense for anybody to be paid that kind of money per day? So the guy said, maybe you would like to see where I live. So the guy took him to the place. Now, he lives in a condominium. I mean, for those of you who know, a condominium, that's skyscrapers, right? I mean, this is a kind of apartment whereby, the tall building where you have several apartments on different floors. And this apartment, this kind of building is taken care of by, they have security, they have cleaners, everything is there, like customized. I don't know how to put it. Yeah, something like that. Just like you're in a hotel, but just that this time around is your apartment, right? So this guy does not just live in any of the apartment. He lives on the penthouse. The penthouse are always the most expensive in a condominium apartment. Why? Because it's always at the top of the roof. You have access to your own personal pools, personal this, personal that, and a lot of personal things that the rest may not have access to. I mean, they have access to such, but they will have to share with the entire floor. But this time around, when you are at the penthouse, you enjoy all of it. So this guy took this person to the penthouse. They went round, and the guy was just shouting, massive, like, "What do you do for a living?" Then he now said he's a forex trader and also into crypto. So he trades forex, makes money, invests then in crypto. Do you get that? And while the guy was still shouting and like went to his bedroom, checked everything, like, wow, wow, wow. He said, but then the guy now asked him that, but do you have your own property? He said, yes, yeah, he bought some properties. And there's one that is even close to him that he bought recently for maybe 40 million or so. I said, okay, you can take him there. He said, that's where he works, his workstation. And he took the guy to the workstation. And when the guy got to the workstation, this guy, do you know where he uses as his workstation? Is 3-bedroom apartment, very luxurious, beautiful executive level with kitchen, with everything, just like another apartment. That's what in fact is enough for a whole family of husband, wife, and about few children to even take as their luxurious. I mean, this is the kind of apartment you go, you're like, wow, this person is doing well, but he's using this place as an office. And he said something. He said he trades for like maybe 2 or 3 days in a week. And when he's trading and studying, he doesn't leave his apartment because it allows him to concentrate. But whenever he feels like vacating or vacation without doing anything or trading, he just moves, he goes to his apartment, the other penthouse. All he does there is enjoy, no work, no nothing, no trading. So while he was showing his trading account to this guy, I saw about 300 and something $1,000 in his account. I saw a trade where he made $35,000 and all that. So now someone that was beside me was saying, after somebody be paying 400,000 naira a day, it doesn't make sense. But I told the person, I said, see, that's just about $400 a day. And even me, that I don't have that kind of level of account, I've not even got to that level. Sometimes in a day, we make $1,000. Yeah, that's what sometimes in a day. Do you get? So if you have a $300,000 account, for example, and all you target in a day is 5%, which all of us know that 5% is very realistic. After all, for those of you who have been following me, when we last month that I started the compounding stuff, the compounding trading idea, I've been targeting 10%, 10% every day. Even all of you do, some of you overdo that, even do 20% in a day. But let's say literally or realistically, 5 to 10%, even some 20%, but let's say 5 to 10% is something that is sure that can be guaranteed at least every day, risking the normal lot size. Doing the right that's being conservative about trading, right? I hope you guys are listening to me. Now imagine if you have a $300,000 account. In fact, if you have $100,000 account and your target at the end of the day is 5%, that means, I'm just saying that you are that conservative. 5% of $100,000. 10% of $100,000 is $1,000, right? So, sorry, it's $10,000. 5% of that is $5,000 a day, and it's possible. Imagine that 5% a day is possible. I can do that. I can show you the calculation using 3% of your account. With one trade, you can achieve that on a $100,000 account. So imagine. Now tell me, if you make $5,000 a day, how do you think? Will $400 a day for an apartment too much for you? No. Well, for me, I prefer to buy that apartment over. But then, what if they are not offering for sale? After all, we make money to enjoy our life, isn't it? So what I'm saying is this. Why am I narrating this story to you? This is something that is happening in Nigeria right here in Lagos, right? And I'm telling you this so you will know that a business that can, some of you, what am I saying? Most of you here today are probably graduates of a certain school. You know how much you spent, how much you put in, how much candles you burnt, how much money. Some of you even took it ahead, went abroad to do masters. Some of you are doing it right now, and you know how much you spend on all this, several millions and all that. Some of you probably acquired even more and more. Some of you even added some skillful training, talk about, project management training, experiences. And some of you that have not done that are still aspiring. You have some of you have 10 years plan for your education, for development of your education, or development of your career. You have 10 years plan. Some of you have 20 years plan. Right from now, you have 20 years plan. But at the end of the day, all of these are for what? For what? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying all for what? For you to be better in life. Now, being better this time around, you want to acquire the education, so that will make you to be literate in a particular field, so you'll be valuable in the marketplace. So when you are valuable in the marketplace, you can be hired for what you are worth. That's if there's anything like that ever exists, for what you are worth, and be paid so well, so you can make so much money to fund the dreams of your life, the lifestyle that you desire. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to have 20 years plan for your career and stuff like that. But the question is, by the time you get there, someone who is a Forex trader has already lived that lifestyle that you're trying to get in the next 20 years, and lived it backward, 30 years backward. Do you get? So meaning he's already ahead 30 years time. So at the end of the day, it may not be really, something that you'll be excited about. It may not be exciting anymore, having all those certificates, and yet you can't have the life you choose to live. So what am I saying now? Now, you can have the certificate as you wish. The same way you treat your business of schooling or studying or your academics and whatever business some of you are into right now. Some of you are into learning of fashion. Some of you are into whatever you do right now. Look at this lady, Ida Abachi, or Bas. I don't know that. I don't have to pronounce the surname. The lady who got the Guinness Book of Record, the longest cooking cookathon or something like that. Yeah. Now look at her. Did you see how much she put in that project? You think it's all about the time she spent alone, the suffering? Can you imagine how many of you can do that, cooking for endless days? I mean, for some few days without stopping. Do you know how much she pushed into that project? Several tens of millions. I heard some people said over 30 million, over 70 million, over this million. She put millions of naira in that project. Not just that, she put her time in that project. She never rested on that project. Today, she's relevant. That is what they call serious business, guys. That is what they call serious business. Serious business. Do you get what I'm saying now? You need to start thinking that way. Now, this is what we call psychology. You need to start thinking that way. Now, some of you are doing this trading. You want to make $1 million. You want to make $100,000. Yet you are doing it haphazardly. You don't come for training when they ask you to. You don't take it seriously. It is your money. And do you know the funniest part? Some of you even work so hard to get this money. Some of you even save to even get the subscription. Some of you even save to get the funding. Yet you play around. Yet you don't take it serious. You do it anyhow. You don't even plan. How can you even put money in something you don't plan for? I mean, even a canteen, someone who is running a canteen or a restaurant have a plan. Every business has a plan. They call it business plan. But do you have a plan? Ask yourself, have you ever planned anything at all about your trading, or you just wake up every day? Oh, it's a good day. Every day, you have not seen any signal. My mother has not done up anything. You don't even have a plan. Do you plan how much you want to make in that day? Do you plan how much you tend to use? Do you have a strict plan that says this is the amount I'm going to be trading with on every setup? Anything outside this, I'm not going to do it, and this is my rule, and I'm going to stay by it. Did you have a plan? Do you have a plan for 1 week? At the end of this week, I want to analyze everything, see my mistakes, see my, just have you ever taken this seriously like a real business, or you just take it like a gambling? A lot of you take it like gambling, like all these sport bets, what do you call it, sport bet or sporty bet, and all these different type of betting, online betting stuff. Those things you don't need to plan. Just wake up and look for a few numbers. I don't know how they do it, but you just watch maybe football or a few numbers, and somebody just predicts, and then you just go in. I mean, if you do that, you still end up like those people. Now, Forex is not gambling, but people can come in with a gambling mindset. Now, the difference between gambling mindset and somebody who is actually doing something that is, the gambling already, but you can still do something real, but with the mindset of a gambler. That is what most people are doing. This thing I'm telling you guys is the reason why many are not getting ahead. Not because there are no trade ideas, not because there are no setup, but because you don't take it seriously. You don't even have a goal. You don't even put it on your plan. You don't even write anything down. Some of you don't even pray about it. Just think, let me wake up and look for signals. Guys, you have to change. This is 2024. I tell you, I kid you not. If you look at those who have succeeded, if you can read about them, you see that there was a point in their life after wasting so much money, losing so much money, blowing several accounts, they had to stop themselves and ask themselves, what exactly am I doing wrong? At the end of the day, you see that it's an internal problem. It's not really external. Do you think economy is the issue? If you think economy is the issue, let's go and check some things. I mean, so for those of you who were on the group, right? You would have seen the results that have been posted. Let me see if I can share those stuff with you. I want to ask you this question now, and before I ask this question, I need to show you these stuffs. Because I mean, this is reality. Right? This is reality. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Oh, I've not started sharing. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, don't worry. Let me just. Okay. All right. I want to ask you this question. I want you to think about this. Just think deep about this. Oh, screen, yeah. Okay. All right, guys, let's see this. Now, look at this product, right? This was for that's this DeFi verse, okay? This DeFi verse. So for last week, I guess, last week about 7 predictions were done, and the 7 predictions were all wins. 8,494 pips. Do you know that if you are taking this trade, with 0.01, let's even say you didn't, let's say you were not able to take all of the trades. Let's say you were able to take half of the trades. Maybe some of them you missed them up. Maybe you, I mean, when they were sent, you were not there and all that. Let's say you even took half of this, which is 4,000. Let's say 4,200. Let's even say 4,000 for easy mathematics, right? 4,000 pips you took out of this, and you are using 0.01 for that 4,000 pips. Do you know what that means? That means you would have made $400 in a week. That means you would have made what? $400 in a week. Okay? Do you know that even if you are making 10% of that, let's say you are only able to take 10% of that, which is $40 a week. Do you know that in 4 weeks already you would have made at least about 160 USD? Only on this one. Okay? Do you get my point? Only on this one. You would have made what? 160 USD. Now, then the other one, 5 wins, 1 loss, break even, 2, 4,000 plus, 8,000 plus, 17,455 pips. Now, looking at all of these ones, do you get, plus the ones that are even sent to the group? I think on Pluto, there was I think I saw something about that was sent yesterday. All these pips that were sent to the group, are they not from the academy? So do you think the academy is not doing what they're supposed to do? They are. I mean, if there are results like that, then the academy is actually doing what they're supposed to do. So the question is, why are you not moving ahead? That is why you have to think about it. It's because the academy took this like a real business. The question is, are you taking it like a real business as well? Do you get? I can't figure out where. I think it's on the, yeah. Let me check. 1 minute, please. I need to show you one of these. Let's just look at it. Okay.
43,170 pips.
3,170 pips. Okay. Yeah. Good. Guys, I have it here. Can you see it now? Can you see what I'm saying? I mean, look at this. These were trade ideas that was sent in 1 week. Look at it. There were losses, but there were wins. So the question is, if you have a trading plan that fits in to every of the programs or whatever we have on this academy, tell me how will you not be successful? Tell me how will you not be successful? So tonight, what I want to do is let us do some practical. Well, I mean, I'm going to be talking this time is psychology time, talking about trading psychology, but I'm going to be more practical, okay? So the first thing, like I said, you need to know what they call trading plan, okay? You need to have a trading plan. I've talked about this before. Some of you will not take it. I mean, some of you didn't take that seriously, but this is the time you have to take this seriously. I mean, this is 2024. By the end of your first quarter, by the end of the first quarter, which you call Q1, you understand? You should have been at least somewhere very huge with a very big difference. Okay? Now, let me go to my whiteboard. Should I go to the whiteboard? Okay, I think I'll start with the whiteboard. Guys, what is the trading plan? What is the trading plan? Trading plan is having a set of activities that are guided under strict rules, favoring the intended goals you have in mind. Do you get? So it's like having a set of activities, you understand, that are guided with strict rules. Okay? Guided with strict rules, which is to help, your intending goals or whatever goals you have in mind. Now, let me ask you, so let's say you have an account size of like 100 USD, for example. Let's say you have 100 USD as a newbie, and your goal is to turn this 100 USD to minimum of 500 USD by the end of the month. Okay? Now, to you can even say, okay, every day for me to hit this target, maybe this is how you start, right? So your target is 500 USD, right? Now, when you have 500 USD target, you're not just going to say, I want to make 500 USD, right? Now, if you ask yourself, you want to make 500 USD at the end of the month, minimum, you want to have meaning at the end of the month, you'll be having at least $600 in your account, which is the profit and the capital, right? So yourself, you can ask yourself, how many trading days do you have in a week? Let's say we have 5 trading days in a week. How many 5 days we have in a month? That is 20 trading days in a month. This is how you plan your trade. This is how you plan your trading activities. This is how you set your goals. And this is because it's your goal. Now, this is your goal, remember, right? This is your goal. But with this goal, for you to achieve this now, you have to set up a plan for it. Right? Plan, letter P. So this G, your goal, a plan. So that plan is what gave birth to this. So you know that there are 20 trading days in the month. Now, remember, I said you take it like a serious business. So there's no way that you would say, no, today's my, today I'm going to go to party and that. Anything you cannot do if you're under employment of another person, okay? Anything you cannot do while you're a student, when you were a student in school, then you should not do when you are trading as well. Because the problem people have is, the same problem is actually you're also the same solution. I mean, most people will be looking for a business. They want to be the boss of their own, right? But the same issue is the reason why they're not getting ahead. The moment they become the boss of their own, they cannot do things they want anyhow, even when they have not even achieved their goals. You have to take it seriously. You have to take it like a real business, and you have to show up every day. Now, you have 20 days in a month, right? Now, 20 days in a month. So when you do this, now you want to know how much exactly you need to put in every day, right? So then you check, how much targets you need every day. At least minimum that you need to make to hit your target, at the end of the month, right? So you look at it and like, okay, I think when you do this with 25 USD, right? Yeah, with 25 USD per day, I will achieve $500. This is it now. Now, the moment you say that, the moment you put in this, that helps you to set your goal. So it's now up to you. How much, you now ask yourself, for this $25, how much are you willing to put in every day to hit this target? So you can now decide based on your personality. Based on your personality. When I say personality, based on your tolerance. How much can you afford to lose in case it's a losing trade? So if you go by, let me put in 5% for every trade setup. Now, if you put in 5%, the next question is the trade idea you want to be taking, okay? The profit, which is reward to risk. How much would you want in return for every time you put a $5 in a trade? Do you want double of it? Do you want triple of it? So what does that mean? That means if you put in this, do you want times 3 of this as your reward, times 2 of it? But I always advise minimum you can go is times 2 of it, which means double. So what does that mean? Minimum, that's minimum you can go. For me, I always target 3 and above. Sometimes I see 4, sometimes I do more. But because you are not in control of the market, so at least minimum in a day that you can see, in a particular trade, minimum you should go for. Any trade that cannot give you double of whatever you are putting in, don't take them. Okay? So what does that mean? That means if I'm risking $5 on a trade, I should be targeting for my profit to be minimum of $10. So by the time I'll be having... Doris, can you please mute that person? Can you mute that person? So at the end of the day, can you mute this person? Doris, are you there? That's one of the reasons why I made you a call.
Yes, I'm doing that.
All right, thank you. Thank you. You can as well, there's an option there that will ask you if you want to allow participants to unmute themselves. You can say no. So, I mean, that will help out. All right. So now, if you're going to be making, let's say, minimum, whatever you want to make on the setup, that double of whatever you make on the setup is double of whatever you put in is what you want to make on the setup. If it's minimum, that is 10 on every setup. So how many setups would you need in a day? At least 3 setups. If you have good 3 setups, you are done for the day to hit your target. Now, you see, with a plan like this, you already know what you want. Now, the question now is this. Should you go further even after making your 30 USD in a day? Should you go further for the next trade if they send another trade because you see that, okay, this trade today, I think things are going fine. Let me keep on. No, you cannot, because that's why I defined your trading plan as what? The set of activities that is defined under strict rules. I said strict rules means no is no. The moment you hit your target, you stop trading and do other things. Also, strict rules is if I'm going to be using $5 on every trade, I will not use more than $5. Even if the trade is not going my way, I let it go. Part of the strict rules is If I have a losing day, maybe today I lose the trades and I've done my 5% here and I've lost, I will leave it for another day. Why? Because there will always be another trade, another trade, another day, another trade. These are rules that you have to have. Now, when you have them, it becomes your trading plan. It guides you to getting where you want to get to. Okay, guys, how much more? To get to 500 USD is the most simplest thing using what we call compounding system. Okay, so now that is where I want to start from now. Okay, this is just like an instance to let you know that this is how your day should always be like. You should not just wake up every day after yawning, you wake up from bed, take your bath, and then the next thing is, Coach, I've not seen signal for Manara. Oh, there's a signal already. You take this trade, use any loss side. Oh, another one, 0.05, without knowing what that means, how much it's going to take from your account. Another one, you keep trading throughout the day until you blow your account. At the end of the day, it's like you don't know what you're doing. But I want to tell you that there are people that will start with $100 account the same day you're starting, and they will do everything the right way like this. They may be making $5 in a day, while you are making sometimes $100 a day, and you are happy, you're posting results and all that. At the end of 30 days, they may be of course, they always have more money. They would have made so much money and gone ahead in the trading, and their fund must have gotten so bigger than you that will probably be taking $100 because you over leveraged today. Tomorrow may not be that lucky. As you can see, when I show you the result of the Pluto, you saw that there were days that, and sometimes some of the setups were a loss. Imagine you put everything you got into that loss. That would blow your account. But if you maintain this, no matter how many pips they bring for you as a stop loss, whatever happens, will only take $5 from your account. It will take more than that. Assuming your account is $100. Just giving an example, right? So before I go on, guys, knowing this now, I like to show you reason why you should stick with your plan. Something that you need to look forward to. And that's what I want you to look forward to for this year. See, it's easy to set a goal with Forex. Forex trading, just use it. Anything outside the compounding, that's the compound plan, it's compounding plan, is nothing. Anything outside compounding plan is nothing. You need to have that plan, except for those of you who like to withdraw, for daily withdrawal. It's still okay. Your compounding plan can still accommodate that. Okay? So guys, let's go into that. Now. I'd like to show you, I've done this before, but I'm doing it again. So you, or especially the new ones, we understand what it means when we say have a trading plan that will lead you to success. Our goal is 2024, you have to be very successful in your trading, because when you're successful in your trading, it will be so easy to tell your story, and your story gets more people attention, gets their attention. And when the attention is gotten, they become curious. And when they become curious, they come to your inbox, they tell you, please show me how you're doing this. And that is it. Simple arithmetic. Simple way of getting more people to join you. People are tired. This is the best time to get a lot of people to join you. But you have to show them why they should join you. Not just by talking and doing things. There are a lot of things tied to you being serious with your business. Because when you're serious with your trading, you're going to make so much money from different angles. Okay, guys? So now let me show you what I mean by compounding plan. And for those of you who have seen it before, I've sent it to the group, I've talked about it before, but we're going to talk about it today. It's like a magic plan that can make you successful. And also it will help you to be disciplined. I can tell you myself, I struggle with discipline a lot. But with compounding plan, it helps my discipline. Because let me tell you one good thing about it. Okay, before I tell you, let me just show you what a compounding plan is. Oh, sorry, forgive me. I thought I was sharing already. Guys, okay, that will be the job of my co-host, please. Co-host, Coach Doris. Anytime you see that I am talking about a particular thing, as if I'm showing you guys, meaning I'm supposed to share my screen, but I've forgotten. So please remind me, huh? Always remind me. All right. Yeah. So guys, look at this. This is real. I'm telling you, this is real and it's magical. And I'm going to be proving this to you, right? Okay, now, guys, let's say this is 2024. What do you want to achieve? Whatever it is you want to achieve, you have to put it in plan. And let me tell you, you don't achieve that thing in one day. It has to be something that you do every day consistently. Gradually, it grows into something so big that it will get you what you want, anything you want at all, right? Now, guys, let's say this is 2024. Okay, whichever amount you have in your account, remember, the bigger, the better. In business, capital is king, right? So the more money you have, the better. And I always use $100. For people who have maybe I mean, I would suggest minimum if you're starting. I'm not one of those that will tell you start with minimum of $50 and all that. For me, I think trading is a big business, it's not a small business. So starting with small money like that, with your level of tolerance, with your level of, no, that's not the word, with your level of taste, the taste bud for making so much money. Most of you want to make so much, but you have so less. So at least you should start with minimum of $100 because having a small account and trying to have big money can make you blow the small money so easy. So that's how I would say that. So now, what is compound daily plan? Now, this is it. So let's say you start with this amount of money. This is how you work it out, right? Remember, you want to achieve many things. You want to have your own house. You want to have a best car. You want to travel the world. You want to further your study in the best country, in the best school without thinking about money, in a very conducive condition. I mean, imagine you have to go to school anywhere in the world without thinking about money. Anything you want at all, you can have it. I mean, you can do whatever you need to do with money. You can do so much. Now, you don't see the money this time around. You see those things you want to do with your money. That becomes what you look at as your reality. Now, this reality is now having something in between that will connect you to it to make it a real reality, right? Now, that is money. Now, this money now, you don't have it. But the question is, do you have a plan for it? Yes, this is your plan. You already joined the academy. Now, do you know why I'm giving you this scenario? I'm painting this scenario. If you look at life that way, if you look at your trading plan that way, if you look at your trading activity that way, if you look at whatever it is that you're doing now in this academy that way, it will prevent you from focusing on today and now. Because the problem most of you have is sometimes you don't want to end the day with just as little as $10, $5. You think you think you're wasting your time. You think it's nothing. Why? Because you see somebody else posting $1,000. Most people actually use a demo account. They'll be posting. You see some people posting on the group, one lot size, two lot size, $2,000, and you, because you have $100, you are feeling intimidated. No, you guys actually have the same opportunity, the same chance. No matter how much this person have, you get what I'm saying. So now, let's go back to the topic. Okay, now, so you have your trading plan to achieve those dreams that you have, which I've mentioned: schooling, traveling, whatever it is you have in your mind. Okay, now, but this is $100. This $100 with this plan will do the magic. How? So you put $100 in your account. Now, your goal is every day, your target is to increase this $100 by a minimum of, let's say, 10%. Do you get that now? Minimum of 10%. You can even do 5%, but I like to do 10% because it's possible, it's achievable. When you are setting your goals, remember there are some qualities that it has to be right. The goal has to be specific, which means what exactly are you doing this for? Okay, what are you doing? So your goal has to be specific, that's be measurable, that be something that you can count, you can look at, you can know how progressive, you can know whether you are progressing or not. Something that you can look at and you know whether you are progressing or not. For example, if you have $100 and you are going to $1,000, the moment your $100 becomes $105, it means you are progressing, and that is measurable. You can be able to look back. What did I start with? $100. What am I having? 105. That's how to measure something, right? Measurable. Also, they said your goal must be what? Your goal must be accurate. Yeah, accurate. Also, it must be realistic. It has to be something that is within reach, something that is not out of, just saying things. You have something that is possible, right? In that space of time, which will lead us to the next thing, which is the time bound. Your goal must be time bound. Now, look at it. Is assuming you started this year. Okay, we're starting this year now. And if you choose to start, anytime you choose to start, just make sure that you have a starting point. But your goal has to have a time bound. Sorry, it has to be time bound, which means you can say, I want to achieve this thing in 4 months, in 5 months, in 6 months, in 3 months, depending. Right. Now, whichever time that you want to put to it will commence from the day you start. So assuming you start next week, Tuesday, just in a few hours from now, Tuesday is just the day after tomorrow, right? So now you want to say, okay, from this day onward, I want to target 10% every day. This is how you get, you get yourself to really be accountable, okay? Yeah, accountable. Now, how long do you want to go on this? How long do you want to be targeting 10% every day? How long? Now, like I said, let's say you want to do it in 30 days. Let's say you want to do that in 30 days, which means you want to do this in the next 30 trading days. Okay, 30 trading days. 30 trading days means, if 20 days, 23 days what you have in the month, the remaining 10 will be in the next month. That's like 1 month and some weeks, right? Yeah, like 1 month, 2 weeks, right? 1 month, 2 weeks for you to get to this plan. Do you get the point now? Now, the next question is this: daily reinvestment rate. What does that mean? Daily reinvestment rate, sorry. It means that this money that you make, or this profit you want to be making every day. Now, this is where the withdrawal thing comes in. Now, some of you are like, okay, for me, I like to be withdrawing some of my profit every day so I can use it for other things. It's okay if you want that. Why some of you will say, I want to go hard. Let me just discipline myself. I don't want to touch the money. After all, I see people who do thrift collection, which we call the Osusu, Ajo, like depending on where you're from and all that, right? People do it now. That's discipline. You don't, when you contribute, you don't touch it until it's your turn, right? So you look at it like, okay, this is the same thing I'm doing. So for me, I'll say just do 100%, which means 100% reinvest, which means whatever profit you make, you put everything back with the capital for the next day. You don't withdraw anything. But if you wish to withdraw, you can say, okay, maybe I like to be withdrawing 50% of my profit. You choose 50%. Maybe you want to be withdrawing 60%, you choose 60%. Maybe you just want to withdraw 10%, 20%, whatever percentage, everything is here, you choose. But I always tell you, go for 100. If you're really serious, like I said from the beginning, you take it like a serious business. This is something that will help you out of every challenges you have and take you into abundance. Remember, don't look at it just like you're trading Forex. Look at it as a key to your financial independence, right? Now, the next thing that we have here is, are you going to be trading on weekends? Well, if it's D5ers, I would say yes, but let's just say no, you only trade on weekdays. I mean, if you're using D5ers, your time will be shorter because weekend will be involved too. So, I mean, your 30 days will be 30 days. So unlike Forex, your 30 days will be 20 days in a month because you only have 5 working days and there are 2 weekends, 2 days for weekends in every week. So you see, but let's just say no trading on weekends. After all, you need some time for yourself too, right? Now, you have already told the system now how much you want to start with, how much you want to target every day in percentage, which is 10%, how long you want to go for this, 30 days, and how much you want to be putting back into this after whatever you make for the day, previous day, everything. You don't want to take anything back. And then will you be trading on weekend? No weekends. Then when do you intend to start? Remember, whenever you intend to start, if you intend to start tomorrow, you put the date of today. Do you get my point? So now let's say you're starting on Tuesday. Okay, let's say you're starting on the 2nd. I'm just saying, okay, you choose where you want to start. Let's say you're starting on the 2nd of January 2024. My goodness, we are there yet. We are there already, sorry. Now, let's say you want to start from here. Now, you have done all these inputs. I hope all of you understand what I've just done. Okay, this link, I think the coaches will send them. They will send this link to the group. I think they all have it. Okay. Now, what do you do after that? You click on calculate now. When you click on calculate now, what do you have? What do you have here? You see what will happen. This is what will happen to you if you do this, right? So you're starting with 100 USD on the 2nd of January 2024. Your principal amount will grow to 1,745 USD by February 13th of February 2024. Can you imagine that? You already started your year with the big bang. Your year have started with a big bang. Do you know what that means, guys? Now I'll tell you what this means if you can follow it through. Okay? This means 100. In fact, let me tell you, what you have achieved, if you do this and you achieve this, you're already successful. Forget that the $1,000 may not buy you a plane or a private jet, but it's actually the key to buying you that private jet. Because you know why? If you can move from 100 to 1,745, then you can move from 1,745 to $100,000. Then you can move to $1 million. It's the same thing. You just need to master the process. If you can master the process from 100 to 1,745 or $1,000, you can move from that amount to any amount you wish to, just following the same thing you'll be doing. Now, so in the 1 month time, imagine, just picture your life. I want you to picture what I'm saying. Don't just listen. Just picture yourself now. Picture your account balance by February this year. I mean, you celebrate that. Hey, thank God for the first time in many years. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. There's actually something new for the first time, because by February you're already moving ahead, right? So by February you're here, okay? No withdrawals within those 30 business days, and the total period was okay. The net profit, which means minus your capital now, is 1,645. Now, let me tell you, worst case scenario, what can happen? There are losing days, of course, but also there will be days you win more than 10%. I've had those days. So those days are supposed to cover for the losing days. But let's say you didn't even achieve all this plan the way it's supposed to be. I mean, we are human, right? You can't be perfect. So let's say you only achieve $1,000. Let me tell you what will happen. If you move your account from $100 to $1,000, number one, these are your benefits. Number one, you'll be happy that you have a very big account now, moving from $100. Number two, you won't have problems subscribing. Number three, you have a very beautiful story to recruit a lot of people. Imagine you coming on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, and you say, "Hi, my name is Doris." And guys, tonight, this morning, I'm not actually here to waste your time, but I'm here to tell you something exciting that has happened to me in the very first month of 2024. And I'm telling you this so you can also try what I'm doing, because I'll be willing to show you how. So what is the thing, guys? How would you love to know how I started with a $100 account? Now you are showing them your account. I started with a $100 account in January, and now in February is a $1,000 account. If you'd like to know this, I'm willing to mentor you, to show you how. Just inbox me. I tell you without begging anybody. With that same proof you show them. And thank God, while you are showing them, it will show both red, the day of losses, the day of wins, and they will see it. People just want to see reality. They are tired of getting or being lied to. Let me tell you, your idea will blow up. So meaning you have people getting to the business, joining you in the academy, you have referral bonuses, faster bonuses for and a second account you can open for trading, for daily withdrawal. I mean, a lot of things will happen to you at the same time. You take rank, you get ranked, you get paid again after a residual income on a weekly basis. And not just that, you have the potential of moving that account further. Do you get what I'm saying now? Because you know why? If you push further, after your first 30 days, you proceed to the next 30 days, which means 60 days. What will happen? Using parameters. The next 60 days, your account will no more be 1,000. In the next 60 days, which means by March, 26th of March, 2024, your account would have gone to 30,450 USD. Do you know what that means in Naira? That's over 30 million actually. We're talking about 32 million thereabout in your account. And do you know what this will do to you again? Your business will move, because with that story of 100 to 1,000, at least I can guarantee you that can get you to at least Prodigy 3,000, or that's Prodigy 3K, which means you can even by then you should have been earning every week, apart from this, your income from your trading, every week you can be earning minimum of 750 every week, 750 US dollars every week. That's aside the fast start bonus that you sign up people, you make on them every week. You see the magic of building business. It's not about just blah, 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 blah. It's about getting serious with the most important thing, because that will be your tool to exponential growth. Then what happens again? You take it further, because you're not in for the small thing. You're in for the big thing. You said, okay, I want to go for the next 30 days. After all, now you have different money coming in, so you don't have to focus on this one. You can keep on building this because you have different money to spend. So what happens? You take it further for the next 90 days. What happened, guys? If you do the same thing, same discipline, what happened? I tell you, you are unstoppable, because now you can take the account to over $500,000 USD. That is over 440 million Naira. I mean, sorry guys, if you're not from Nigeria, I'm talking because I'm a Nigerian. So you can just put that in your figure and convert it to your local currency. Now, is it about this money? No, guys, is it about this money? Let me tell you, it's not about this money. This money is very important. You're going to be rich, yes, but you know you're going to be richer with something more important. What is that? The discipline you would have developed between the time you started with $100 to this level would have been so awesome. You would have developed that discipline that now you can teach people about discipline. You can now guide people. You can now lead people. You can lead an army of a team, a real team, not fake team of bringing people in. I mean, without knowing what to teach them. People who you can just teach your story. I mean, it's just a simple thing. Hey, you want to know how I got to this level? Come in, join, let me show you. You share your story, you show them exactly what you're doing. And this can happen to you. And if you have that kind of discipline, I tell you, you're unstoppable. By this time around, you're already being a, like almost like icon, legend, and all that level. Plus, you have a lot of money in your account. Now, guys, I've just practically shown you what is possible for your 2024 if you only follow. Now, some of you will say, well, the question is, okay, sorry, I forgot to tell you something. So after you've done this, you can download it here, whether you wanted the PDF or you want it in CSV, which means the Excel sheet format, whichever one you want, you download. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to download now. Okay, let me just say allow. Well, I want to cancel. Right, good. All right. So, guys, now I don't know if this is making sense to you. Please, I'd like to know. Let me stop sharing for now. Let me just ask. I want to know if this is making sense. Put a 2 in the chat box. If this is making sense to you, put a 2 in the chat box. If whatever I'm saying is making sense to you, put a 2 in the chat box. If it's making sense, put a 2 in the chat box. Because next thing I want to do now is to give you the ingredients that will help you achieve this. If it's making sense to you, put a 2 in the chat box. Yeah. Put a 2 in the chat box. Okay, too much sense. All right, good. Same thing. All right, good. Now, guys, quickly, so let's talk about this. Now, some of you will say, is this really possible? Come on, let's look at it. Okay, let's just do something right now. Let's do something right now. Okay, I want to show you something. Let me just prove to you. It is possible with all our products. Okay, for me, for once, like I like to use what's it called? I use Manara for this, and I've shown you guys there are videos on that on how to use Manara for this to achieve this goal. But now there's something I'm going to be talking about after. There's something I'm going to be talking about after showing you this. Okay, now that will help us. All right. All right. I quickly want to show you something. I think I've done that before. Where is the Google Lens? I don't need you. Okay, yeah, this is it. Guys, let's just use some proof. Let's use Pluto, for example. Let's use Pluto, for example. Let's say, guys, let's say your first week, okay? Your first week. Now, though the only issue here is I don't know how many trades that came in one day, but let's just assume each day comes with different trades. Let's say each of these trades, let's take 2 for a day. Let's take 2 for a day, okay? Or let's say 3 for a day because there are a lot of them. Let's say 3 setups for a day, okay, guys? Let's take 3 setups for a day. Now look at it. US 30. Let's say you come in with your 100 USD, for example, okay, and you have to take US 30, okay. Now this US 30, though we're gonna be having issue here because I don't know what the stop loss is, okay. I don't know what the stop loss is. Okay, if I knew what the stop loss is, but let's just assume I'll base
100 pips.
You say what?
100 pips. Most times they are
100 pips.
100 pips for US 30 gold and US oil. Sorry.
Okay, 100 pips. All right, guys, let's look at this. Let's just do this. 100 pips. Okay, let's do it. So let's say you have 100 USD. Position size US 30. I think it has a different name here. I've forgotten. Oops, Daisy. Dow Jones. I think it's Dow Jones or something like that. Yeah. Dow Jones. Yeah. Is it? All right. So assuming the account size is 100 USD and you want to risk 5% and the stop loss in pips is $100. Let's see, there's you want to risk $5, 100%. Okay, I need to change this to these 100 pips. What have I done? What am I doing? 1 minute, guys. Okay. 100 pips advanced. Okay. That's the fourth. I think it's fourth. Okay, it's fourth. Yeah. 37,000. I think it's how many? That's, let me see. Okay. All right. Okay, it's fourth. No, it's four. 4 decimal points. Sorry, guys, I'm coming. You know, that's the setup for what's it called is different. So now you guys, as you guys can see, you know, using $100 is a very small account for all this kind of like dojos, right? That's why you're having this issue. Okay. So right now it's 0.005. That's the limit you can go for $5, except you go for $10 on everything, which I will not advise. That means if you lose 5 times, or 10 times, the whole account is gone. You can't lose 10 times with these guys. I mean, if you look at the way trades are going there, you see that there are gaps in between, right? But let's just say 0.0. So now for me to have 0.01, if you use 0.01, that means we have to use 10%. Yeah, I know. You have to use 10% of the account, which is $10, right? Now, guys, this is just an example. So if you have $100 account, I would just advise just take only maybe gold or Forex. Forex, I think they do Forex. Do they do Forex then? Do you have Forex here? Oh, I've missed that. Okay. Oh, God. So just do Forex pairs anyway, like other pairs. I think I see they do Forex pairs, right? Today on Pluto. Co-host today. Doris, are you there? Anyway, guys, so let's say 0.01 for the for easy calculation, right? So which means $10. So you risk 10% of your account on this. So let's go back to that pips, to those pips for Pluto. I want to prove to you that this is possible, right? Even on this level. I can't see that. I can't see that presentation. 1 minute, please, guys. Okay, I think I have it here. Okay, this is it. All right, guys. So on this US 30, now, do you know that when you have 70 pips here, that is $7 for 0.01. When you have 80 pips here, that is $8.15. Remember, you are targeting how much? You are targeting 10%. So, with NASDAQ and US 30, 70, that is 140. Already you are done for the day, 14 pips, $14. So the second day, let's say the second day now, you have US 30 and gold, 80 pips, using the same. Now remember, as your profit grows, your account size grows, the lot size also will grow, because your risk amount will grow, because you always use 5% or whatever it is you're having. But assuming it's still 0.01, okay, what do you have here now? You have made $8 on this one, $9 on this one, and now this time around, remember, you have $114 in your account. So your target is to make $11.40 as your 10%. When you have 8 plus 9, you already have what? 17, which means you have hit your target for the day as well. So the next day, you lost on this one, minus 100, stop loss. That minus 100 for you now is $10, right? Now, but you have $7 out of the $10 back with gold sell, 70 pips, and then you have 7 pips. So now that day now, you didn't get ahead. At least you lost like $3 from your capital and you didn't hit your target, because we are assuming you take 2 trades per day, right? Two of these trades per day. But what happens the next day after that? Using your 0.01, here you will have made 28 pips, $28. Am I right? Yes, $28 on US oil sell, and gold sells $7. That means 30 something dollars, right? That $32 or so, or $35, that's what you have the next day. That would have covered for your loss yesterday, plus where you're supposed to be, your profit for today, even for yesterday. Hope you guys, am I making sense at all? I hope I'm making sense. Let me just see you guys there. Good, very, very possible. Do you see what I'm saying now? And now I'm even still making it lesser. Like I'm using these ones based on 0.01. Do you get my point? So even with Pluto, so long you have good plan and you stick by it, you don't just go into trades, you calculate. Look at what I've just done. I calculated, right? I made sure that I'm using 0.01 and I know that whatever happens, I'm only losing $10. And if not, my plan is to get minimum of twice of whatever I'm making, twice of whatever what's it called, I'm putting in every trade. But for me, I would advise if you have $100 account, I mean, you may not be able to take. This is why I choose Manara, because Manara for me now, you have very little tight stop loss and more pips for win. You understand? But the truth is this, which I'm going to get to very soon. Okay, I'm going to get to that part. So like I'm proving to you now that this 30 days plan is possible. Compound plan is possible. Compound plan is possible based on this. And look at the results that are there. And that's just on Pluto. Imagine the ones on Eminos, what's it called? The Manara and the trade ideas sessions, and then Eminos trade ideas, and then Manara itself. I mean, there are a lot of ways for you to achieve this. But now, guys, besides the point now, so let me now tell you how to go about this psychologically. And this time around, this is more theory, okay? This is more theoretical, okay? So the first thing you need to consider, like I said from the beginning, always think about your next 100, that's 100 trades. Now, always think about what? Your next 100 trades, but I'll put it right. Always think about your 500,000 USD. Anytime I think for the beginning of the day, you're taking a trade, just think about the 500,000 USD. Do you know why? If you think that way, it will help you to shift your mindset from that kind of mindset whereby when you lose a trade, you want to quickly make another money back so you can cover for that. It will prevent that from happening because now you know if I lose a trade today, I mean, I still have 100 days to go. I still have five. My goal is not today. My goal is not that $10 I'm losing. My goal is $500,000. So if I lose $10, you won't mind. Just like when you're going to school, okay? And sometimes you have to sell your phone to pay for your project. What is the motivation behind that? A phone that you cherish so much. No, because you don't have the money, you have to sell it. The motivation behind that is the fact that you know that where you are going, you buy plenty phones. You can even buy a factory of phone if you're able to achieve it. So, guys, if you take a trade and it didn't go your way, and also if you look at what I just did now, remember when I was showing you that it's possible, we're calculating, there was this particular time where you lost, right? What happened the next day? Okay, imagine you lost $10 the first trade. The second trade now you won $7, which means you are still short of $3, and you ended the trade for the day because according to your target, you can only do as much as that for the day. For example, what happened the next day? You made $35 plus, which is way more than you recover. Thank you. So if you have the mindset that see there will be more trades for you, there's going to be another day, and your goal is 500K, not $10. You just lost now. It will allow you to have rest of mind. So when you lose, you don't get into much sadness about it. And when you win also, you don't get too excited because you still have a long way to go. So always think that way. Think about the 500K. Don't think about the $10, the $20. Even if somebody is posting $1 million on the group that have made $1 million, it's none of your business. Focus on your own goal. Make sure you are on your track and post it with pride. Do you get my point? That is the first basic psychology. If you cannot do that, if you cannot deal with this one I just said now, I swear nothing can happen. The rest are just waste of time. Compound daily plan is waste of time. No matter the strategy, is waste of time. Because the reason why we blow our account, the reason why we go backward is because when we lose a trade, we feel this is the end and want to take, want to take revenge, and then you start losing more. Be careful, okay? Guys, I want you to know that whether you lose or win, in your first trade, second trade, doesn't matter because there are many 100 trades that are coming on the way. Number two, talking about psychology now of winning. Consistency is very important. Now, what do I mean by consistency? Let me tell you one thing you guys don't know. If you are using a particular product of all our products, as you use that product every day, you get better at it. As you use it every day, come rain, come sunshine, you get better at it. But when you use a product and because you lose today, you jump to another product and then you jump to another, you will never master any. As they say, jack of all trades, master of none. Today you are into crypto, tomorrow you are into Manara, tomorrow you are into this. Choose a very product that is, that is okay for you. Do you get? Now, in that point, in that area, that is where that's what will lead me to the second level. Now, before I even go to that, so I was talking about consistency. Let me tell you one thing about consistency you guys don't know. When it comes to consistency, if you are consistent with your strategy, whether the days of losing or days of winning, you are consistent with your trading style, whether the days of losing or days of winning, it allows you and puts you in consistency mode in your profitability too. If you are consistent with your strategy, you're not moving here and there, you are consistent with one, even if you lose, don't worry, lose with them. But the day they win, you'll be winning with them. That is why, have you noticed that? That is why while you are busy jumping from one product to the other, that particular product you are jumping from, by the time all of them will post their result at the end of the week, all of them are ahead, except you. And you'll be like, oh my God, look at Pluto. Pluto had 8,000 pips for last week, and I missed it. Why? Because you took the first trade with Pluto and it was a loss. You left and you go to Manara. But if you are consistent with Pluto, take it again with them, you see that you will recover back. Just focus on them. Act like there are no other ones. Just give yourself rest of mind and stop jumping here and there like a frog. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, it stresses a lot and then destroys your psychology. Okay? Consistency is very important. So the key word there is what? Consistency with your strategy and trading style gives you consistency in your profitability. The third thing you need to consider is always accept your risk size. In other words, if you accept your risk size, psychologically, it will help you or enable you to accept your loss or losses. Now, what do I mean by that? See, for example, let's say you know that it's $5% of your account that you want to trade every day. I mean, you want to trade on every setup. So what is 5% of your account? $5. For example, if you are using $100, right? $100. So $5 is what you intend to use on every trade. Now, sometimes you now look at it, $5, but this trade, what if this trade gives me a lot of wins? Can I just increase my lot size? So meaning, if I'm increasing my lot size, I'll be increasing my $5 to like $6, $7 or $10. That means you're not accepting that your risk size. You're not accepting your risk size. Now, you're pushing it upward because you are thinking that you're winning this trade, and when you win this trade, more lot size, more money for you. Now, the moment you do that, you destroy every other thing. Because when you do that, and that trade eventually goes into loss, what happens? Even if it goes into win, you're still losing. Sometimes winning the trade does not mean you are winning, actually. But when you win with your psychology, you win with your rules and your trading plan, even if the trade is a particular trade is a setup is a loss, you're actually winning. Because what is more important is winning your own self first before you win the trade. You have to win yourself before you win the trade. It's called private victory. Like I told you from the beginning, your problems, your challenges are not external. They are inward. They are internal problems. They are internal challenges. Until you conquer them, then you can conquer the world, right? So accept your risk size no matter what. Whether big trade, good trade, 100 pips, just stay with it. Okay? And that will help you to accept your losses, because when you lose, you know that, it won't surprise you, it won't shock you. You know that worst case you can lose is $5. You already know. But if you start shifting that, your risk size, then you can have a surprise when you lose. The next thing you need to consider also is what? You have to use you have to start using a very effective and conservative risk management. Now, that is why you see me now. Before I took that trade, for example, assuming I was taking that trade the other time, I had to go to the Forex calculator to input my amount I want to risk on that trade, and so I can get the exact lot size I'll be using, and I will never leave that level. And then not just that, a day also, you always determine how much loss can you take for a day. For example, if you have $100 account, so let's say you trade 5% of every $5. 5% on every trade setup. So let's say the first one is a loss. What if the second one is a loss as well? So the question you want to ask yourself is, in a day, in total, how much can you take? Maybe you say 10%. If you can take 10% in a day, so it means you can only tolerate 2 losses a day. The moment you lose 2 times, stop trading for that day, wait for the next day. meaning $10 is gone from your account for that day. You wait for the next day. Don't continue trading again, and don't break that rules. Okay? But what if you enter your first trade is a win, second one is a win, and all that? So that gives you more room for that day until you hit your target. So one of the two ways you can stop trading for the day is either you hit your risk tolerance for the day, which is 10%, if you are using 10%, if you want to use 10%, or you hit your win target for the day, which is 10%, depending on you. I'm just saying that whichever one you choose, stick to it and make sure you use them every now and then. Then last but not the least, this one is very important. So you must know yourself. Guys, you need to know yourself. Okay? So you need to know yourself so you can be yourself. Now, what do I mean? First of all, there are some of you naturally by nature, you are aggressive by nature. Like me, I'm an aggressive person by nature. When I say aggressive, when I'm trading, when I'm doing anything success, anything that has to do with success, I want to go all in. I like taking risk, right? Now, if you're that type of person, okay, then you can use a risk management, a risk tolerance that is equivalent to your level of risk taking. Do you get? But if you know that $5 is too much from your account for your emotion, so you better use 2%, 3%. But the problem is if you're using $100, 2%, 3% will not work out for you because it's too small for you to take any trade at all. That's why I say 5%. So long you're using $100 to $300, you have to be using maybe between, let's say, 5%. I think $100 you can still use 3%, right? 1% is $3. Yeah, you can still use 3% for $300. But between $100 and $200, I think best thing is to use 5% for every trade, minimum. Okay. Now, so knowing yourself helps you to choose the best strategy for you. Some of you don't have the patience to learn or to even stand complicated things. Like some of you don't have that patience. You can't use Manara. If you don't have the patience to learn or to look at something that is a bit complicated, then you can't use Manara. Then go for Eminence, Trade Idea, go for Pluto, whichever one you want to do. My own is if you want to go for Pluto, make sure you have minimum of $500 for your compounding plan. I mean, Pluto is awesome, but just that your account size must be equivalent. You understand? Now, if you want to go for other ones like Eminence and the rest of them, you can still start with your $100. Now, because I'm talking about temperament now, if you have the patience to learn and study details and all that, then use Manara. Manara is actually the best to use for this kind of thing. But the truth is, if you're person, you know yourself, right? I said know yourself to be yourself, right? Know yourself and be yourself. So if you know that you don't have the patience to learn the technicalities and all those stuff, I tell you, your person is not qualified for Manara. Switch to the ones that you just copy and paste. They've done all the job for you, just for you to calculate your risk size. And it's okay. Both of you are going the same way. Know yourself so you can be yourself. Okay? You have to use trading style or trading products that suit your personality, strategies that feeds your appetite, that helps your risk tolerance. This is very important, and it's just different for different people. So if you can follow all of this, I tell you 2024 will be a very great year for you. But remember, I want to round up with this. Remember, whichever thing you are looking for, start from this one. If the trading is not right, nothing can be right except you be fooling yourself. If your trading is not right, don't do the same thing you did in 2023. You don't waste your time chasing, monkeys, baboons, and all that. No. Focus, start to conquer yourself. Because when you know this well now, it is easy for you when you have a newbie in your team. You don't need to, you guide them that, hey, you're welcome, guy. Okay, this is my plan for this year. Let's do it together. I want to go 500K by the end of 90 days, which is like even by first quarter of the year, I want to go 500K. Now, are you willing to go on that journey with me? Yeah, I'm willing. Okay, show them exactly what you have there. Have your trading plan, show the trading plan, show the products you take, whether it's Pluto, whether it's this, help them calculate, tell them their amount of fund, and you start together and you monitor them every day. Make sure everybody posts their results. Make sure you monitor if they are following the rules. Those rules are important. Remember, I said it from the beginning, trading plan. So with that, you will be able to do everything successfully. Both recruiting will be easy for you, and you have a lot of money and you'll be satisfied, you'll be happy. So at least without 3 points of mine, with this 3 points of mine, I think I've been able to convince you enough about this year that it's not about shouting, I can make it. It's not about saying today I believe it is possible. All those motivation is not about motivation, it's about action. It's about so much discipline. Discipline is what gives you all you need in life. You understand? Everything is about discipline. So please don't just make mistake, okay, of doing what's it called. Now you ask the question here, can we only trade? Okay, now sorry, I have to pause the recording because of the time, okay? All right, I have to pause the recording. I mean, I have to stop it. So guys, we're going to question and answer. So I mean to limit the time of the recording, so I'll put it off.